All right, sports fans, welcome here to Lake Placid, 4 minutes away from the start of racing action here at the 27 Cross Country Junior National Championships taking place here in beautiful Lake Placid. We are again enjoying competition. Beside me is Stuart Hemsley, and there's a little shot of our live action. So a huge shout out and welcome to all of our friends watching around the globe. We're thrilled to have you tuning in once again. And on behalf of Yuri and Team CXC, they want to really thank folks for recently donating to support the live feed coverage today. Really wonderful that we have that. We can share that with our friends around the globe. At Flagpole Hill, if you look down to the right of the screen, that's the direction of the stadium and the start. That's where we're going to have our athletes mass starting. Kicking it off in our U16 male category, we'll have 21 teams taking to the tracks at one time, and they'll be doing, for each athlete, 3-person teams, they'll be doing 2 laps of 1.5 kilometers. A great shot there of basically the end of the tag zone, so that's going to be an important strategical zone throughout the rest of the day. Of course, hand to body is the name of the game there, and that's look at our start. So we'll be lining up our athletes very shortly. There's bib number 1 getting set to go. That's Eli Hermanson of Alaska. He'll be team number 1. There's team number 2. That's Everett Casson there of Alaska. So those teams will be starting teams 1, 2, and we'll be lining them up accordingly. They're getting their things ready and dialed. We're 2 minutes away from start now, so we're going to need our athletes to get lined up and settled in. And again, a welcome to all the fans watching from around the globe. Temperatures here in Lake Placid is currently negative 2.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And we've got a bit of a wind advisory, so you see a lot of athletes there with the buffs over the face and a lot of anti-freeze face tape on, which is wonderful. They're one of our sponsors for this event, and we thank them. But again, a reminder to all our family members, volunteers, and athletes out there, stay warm, stay dry. Make sure you know a place where you can stay dry and warm. And look out for one another there. If you see any cold white spots, waxy skin, make sure to send that athlete, volunteer, or parent right inside. So now the activity resumes. So we're looking there. The athletes will start, and they'll head to the upper left corner of your screen. It's a pretty flat start, and then bam, it goes right up Flagpole Hill. So we'll have a short double pole zone, and then it will go straight uphill. And it's going to be a pretty darn fast and furious sprint. It's relatively straightforward. If you tuned in on Wednesday, we had a great classic sprint that took place. The athletes go up Flagpole Hill. It's a sustained, somewhat steady climb. Things level out for about 12 meters, and then they head steeply uphill up what we call affectionately Bailey's Butte. And that's in recognition of Lowell Bailey, our recently crowned world champion in the sport of biathlon in the 20K. There's Coach Chris Seymour. He's our chief of course today, Nordic director here at Mount Van Hovenberg, getting a little bit of action covered there. He's been doing a great job with the Facebook page. And moments away from start now. You can see all the teams are settled in and ready. There are 21 teams here today, Stuart, and it's going to be a thrilling start. So here, athletes are ready, and they're off, sports fans. So you're watching the mass start here. A great picture, again, thanks to Yuri at CXC, as we watch the freestyle team relays. And the athletes are going to disappear out of the left corner of our screen. It's so wonderful to have this live footage because athletes can really follow along live with all the action. And again, thanks to our friends at Green Goddess, who've done a wonderful job here providing healthy organic fare throughout the day. And look at that. Stuart, it's like we're watching the sprints in Lahti in Finland there, and the temperatures are probably indicative. So there, that looks to be the suit of a New England athlete there taking the lead position, number 15. And we can ID that as Will Koch is charging out of the start to lead the pace. There is Henry McGrew. That's athlete number 9. James Flanagan, pardon me, there, leading the charge from Mid-Atlantic, and the teams are off. A good, clean start there, free of mishap, which is also wonderful. So, Stuart, the athletes banging a left. They're on Bailey's Butte now. It's going to be fast and furious. There's not a whole lot of room to ramp things up or down, but they're doing a great job. Who'd you see in there?
I was just listening to some of those names, and this is the U16 boys heading out first.
That is true. The U16 boys are settled in and on course, so unfortunately no camera up at the top of the course today. But you can see what things are looking like. The wind is kicking up down there at the base. It is cold. It is windy. And the athletes are revved up to about 102 degrees Fahrenheit body temperature.
And we've got, what color bibs? Because we've got an order of bibs. Red, green, and blue bibs. Who's going out first?
There's a nice replay of the action there. So the Red Bibs are starting out. Number 15 is off to a great start. Will Koch has moved out well. Right in the mix there is Hayden Halverson, who's had a brilliant start so far, and all the teams settled in. A great shot of James Flanagan hop skating there. And as you can see, a few of these athletes have the respirator masks there to help warm the air as it goes into their lungs there. The safety of the athletes is obviously critical.
And then great volunteers going out, putting that V-board back on course in order to separate from the mass start and the shenanigans that's going to be coming back down the hill and back up the hill when the teams are a little more spread out.
Now, talking about the strategy here for the anchor, for the starting leg that kicks things off, we have 3 teams. The job for the first athlete there is going to be to get out clean, get a good position, and try to put in a little gap there. It's going to be awful busy as we come around the exchange. We'll have that on camera as well. And there we go. So it's Will Koch in the lead. It's Hayden Halverson in second there. And we have 5 teams are off the front. The Midwest represented there in 6th. And 7th is Rocky Mountain in there as well as we get a little bit of distance. So this will be a heated exchange. We're going to watch our cameras pan around to catch all the action there. The job of the first team is to create some space, keep things clean, and then the second position is going to really try and work and try to preserve or build on that lead or regain contact. You see mid-A athletes are tucked in together. And we recognize Eric Schreiner and James Flanagan. They'll be tagging off to Kai France and Colton Martin. As here we go now. So this is a great picture of our tag zone. Will Koch is leading the charge. And he is looking solid, so the Red Bibs will turn green very shortly as we enter the tag zone. So there we go. So they're going to do 2 full laps there around this course. The athlete's looking really solid. And they'll be going away there. 1 more lap to complete before they do enter the tag zone, and we'll have all that on camera. Looks like we've got a mid-A athlete there with a broken pole. I think James Flanagan sadly has broken his pole. So they'll two laps of 1.5 kilometers per athlete is the name of the game. And here we go. These are still our first athletes there. So they're starting, and it's Will Koch leading the charge, looking back. And we've got a big pack of athletes there. He's trying to create a separation, and I think he'll be able to do that, or at least these leaders will, once they charge up onto Bailey's Butte. So looking here, Stuart, we've got Koch, we've got Halverson, and we've got High Plains is in there. Number 6, that's Adam Pickett, looking great, well-positioned. And 13 there is James Schneider, followed by number 7, Lane Mischerl of IMD. A little bit of gap, and then Midwest is well-positioned with Henry Hall. And it's the Alaskans, Eli Hermanson, fighting to stay in contact. And number 8 as well, Seth Wyatt, driving the pace. There's Rocky Mountain working together, 20 and 21. Cobe Freeburn and Ian Hardenberg. Pacific Northwest is in there as well. Here comes mid-A. Looks like Flanagan has gotten himself another pole. And he's again with Eric Schreiner, working together, number 10. There we go. And here's Far West number 2. That's team 4. We recognize Etienne Bordes driving that chase pack there. So we're getting situated there. A great look at the lead there. This is a replay. So Will Koch is driving the pace there, opening things up. And he's had a Hayden Halverson, who's had a great freestyle event thus far. He took the lead on Monday and had a brilliant sprint as well. And High Plains tucked in there and looking fantastic, Stuart. Great race for their Adam Pickett, looking to secure a podium finish. Mid-A is behind them. There's Lane Mischerl of IMD and just a little bit of a gap. So nothing substantial open to this point, but a clean start for these athletes. A few broken poles that I could see. And there's a look at the great skating technique of Eli Hermanson. So we'll wait for our athletes to return shortly, and we can see out in our stadium view, the tag zone is ready to go. So about 2 minutes now until those athletes begin their tag zone. That'll be a frenzied event, and we'll be able to see it all on camera.
Now, they're not actually carrying a baton, and we discussed how we transfer from one athlete to the other, and you quite simply said it's hand to body. So basically, if they miss, they're they're having to go back. They can't go back out. People are watching those transitions taking place. And we'll obviously see with Yuri's great coverage that transition taking place. And athletes coming out as they see their teammates, they've been undressed right now for like 30 seconds. And the first athletes are starting to come around the back of the 90-meter spectator viewing right now. And it's a New England athlete.
So here we go. We're going to pan shortly to our stadium to give you a view of the tag here. And there we go. So there's a Far West athlete taking his position. And there we go. So Far West has opened it up there. Halverson has made his move. What a brilliant effort there. And he's going to tag off to his teammate. That's Cooper Anderson who's going to take the baton. And he has moved things along. Perhaps there was a crash. I don't see New England in the mix.
Alexander Namath.
And so there's a botched tag there. So it's important to keep it smooth. 13 looking good. Alexander Namath.
Team 6 and 7, that's Samuel Fry and Skylar Patton. High Plains and Intermountain Division. There's a New England athlete, bib number 15, Matthew Moreau, heading out on course.
Kai Mittelstead there, really revving up the tempo there. So we saw some drama. There was probably a crash on the descent there.
And bib number 11, Bentley Walker Bruce. We've got a kind of an IOC team here with an international athlete joining to make a mixed U16 team. That was Logan Chamberlain handing off to our Aussie, Bentley Walker Bruce.
So, boy, things shook up in a hurry, and you can see how fast things change in a sprint relay. So there is number 2, Cooper Anderson, the second leg, getting the job done. He knows he's got about a 4-second cushion there on the Midwestern teams who are charging to stay in contact. And this is a thrilling event there. Number 13, Alexander Namath, drilling it. And there's number 7, Skylar Patton, who had himself a brilliant day. We know how strong he is on the tracks. And number 6, High Plains, is still well-positioned. Samuel Fay doing a yeoman's job. There's the bib of number 1. That's Xander McMullen. And number 11 coming around now, Bentley Walker Bruce. So now we have a break there. So those are our leaders there. So New England is fighting to stay in contact there. They botched. It looks like Will Koch took a spill. There could have been a broken pole along the way, but his once strong lead was extinguished. And some good tactical skiing by Halverson to move his team into the driver's seat. There's number 20 coming around. That's our Rocky Mountain contingent. Kobe Freeburn of Durango driving that chase pack. And another Rocky Mountain skier, number 19. That's Colt Whitley. And that was Chase High, there.
Bib number 9 just went through there. Kai France with the mid-A team. Another mid-A team coming through now. Coulter Martin, bib number 10.
Nice gentleman there from Erie, Pennsylvania. And the Midwest teams are doing a great job. Number 12, that's Eli Gore, scooting past our view. Here is Far West team number 2. There we go, wearing bib number 4. They're filling 2 teams today. It's Casey Larkins charging up. So this is great to have all this action on camera. We can follow all the highlights live, and this is a fun day for teams, for coaches. It's a little bit of a stressful day, a lot of logistics there, a tag zone. There are lots of variables, as we could tell. Things are changing quickly, but that's what makes relay so darn fun.
And our athletes that have just finished their loop, you guys make sure you get inside, get warm, or get your coats back on. We don't want you getting too cold out here in the already too cold temperatures that are around minus, what are we at right now, David? We were -2 a little earlier.
Things have warmed up, I think, substantially. It's positively balmy outside, and I would guess we are around -2.3 degrees. Today, there we go. There are your leaders there. So it's Far West and it's Midwest who are off the front, and they're being chased by the Intermountain Division. And so I'm just keeping a little unofficial split here. So it's about a 6-second gap until the next squad. New England working hard to regain contact, and it's still anybody's game. So they're working around and looking good, and this will be a lap through. No exchange on this go-round. The athlete's doing 3 kilometers there. 2 laps of our 1.5 kilometer course. I'm watching a coach there charge up. And there we go. So we'll look at a split there as we see Far West charge by, looking very smooth. That's the smooth skiing of Cooper Anderson. And there we go. So it's about 9 seconds to our chase pack there. As they go by, you've got a nice view of that picture there. Again, a shout out to our friends at Rosignol. So looks like New England is working hard to drive that pace there and to catch the athletes who are in the driver's seat. So currently, our standings, Far West is in control. And that is Cooper Anderson, who's setting the lead pace. And Midwest number 1 is in second place.
You can see our third and final athletes just getting either side of the tag zone. So they're ready for just a few minutes away from their final U16 men's athlete, ready to jump on the course, bib number 21 and 19. That's two teams working together from the Rocky Mountain Division.
All right, so here are our leaders. We're looking at the sharp end of the race now. That's Cooper Anderson on the right side of your picture driving the screen, but it looks like Intermountain Division is making a move on the outside. There goes number 7, Skylar Patton, says, you know what? Now's the time, and his partner there, Kai Mittelstedt, I don't know if he's trying to control the pace. There could be some team tactics here. He could be trying to sort of block for New England there. He knows that Matthew Moreau has got quite a pop to him, so there could be some blocking there. These are sort of cycling tactics that are employed, but really exciting. So we saw Intermountain Skylar Patton making a move, and he's going to try to set up for Johnny Hagenbuch there, who took a fantastic win in yesterday's classic distance race.
We're starting to see some pretty strong athletes finish in their team's race. George Van Cara is going to be racing for the Alaska team as the third athlete.
So running you through our statistics, back on Monday, the winners were Halverson, Hagenbuch, Koch, Valentine, and Moore was our top 5. So the athletes know what they're doing. And Johnny Hagenbuch there, the silver medalist from Monday, will be the closer for the Intermountain Division. So that'll be a time to watch there. And we just saw Skylar Patton making a move on the outside, trying to sort of get some speed on that transition and get a head start into Bailey's Butte. We're watching teams go by. There's number 12, Eli Gore, in our picture now, and there's Colton Martin of Erie, Pennsylvania, competing for the Mid-Atlantic Division, looking strong as he powers by. And again, thanks to the folks that have supported the live stream today. I think we've raised a good chunk of change, and we're grateful for that. And there we go. A look on the right side of your screen is Far West team number 2. They're doing a great job out there. Team number 4. Bibs are flapping. That gives you an indication that things are a little breezy.
That's Casey Larkins, Joe Wood.
There's a look. You see the jury members keeping everything lined up there. The athletes, looking at them all jumping around, trying to stay warm. Minus 2.5 degrees here at the Intervale Ski Jumping Complex. Any minute now, we're going to have our athletes getting ready for the tag. Teams to watch. There's the Midwest team. There it is, sports fans. It's all together now. And Intermountain Division is very much in the hunt there. It looks like they have 2 skiers in the mix. So New England has fought to stay in control. So 2 Intermountain teams in play here. Far West, Midwest, very much in the hunt there with 2 teams in the top 5. So this will be a thrilling final, the anchor leg, as it were. All about speed, and critical to that, Stuart, will be a clean tag here at the Exchange.
And these guys gave us so much excitement at the end of day racing yesterday. So to kick it off with more excitement, that's going to keep this place as warm as we can possibly get it
There
today.
we go. Look at your screen there. So number 13 is getting ready of the Midwest, and here we go. So High Plains is searching frantically for their athletes there. We're looking for clean tags. Oh, there's a drama. So New England is down, and it looks like the Midwest team had a brilliant exchange there. Look at that. They've already created a gap. Unbelievable skiing. So Far West is still in the mix, and New England goes down in the exchange, and there's Midwest team number 2. Brilliant skiing by Midwest team number 1. I was very impressed with that tactical exchange there. That was Peter Moore with a brilliant move there. Moore placed 5th in our skate race on Monday, so he will be one to watch. He is definitely going to go head-to-head with Johnny Hagenbuch. So we're going to keep an eye on this there. The Midwest team tactically brilliant. New England goes down in the exchange, and IMD is well-positioned as well, along with the Far West squad. So Nicholas Burkhart will be in there as well. And here we go. There's the action on the hill. It's IMD in front, and New England has surged in to be in the mix there.
George Van Kara is at the back of that lead 5 pack. George came through late yesterday with a great time.
George Van Kara had a brilliant day yesterday. He's a swimmer for most of the season there, and he just does this for fun. Pretty darn amazing. There is the new the Mid-Atlantic team, and Noah Bode's. We just got a picture of him surging up the hill. Athletes looking fresh, taking for their 2 laps of 1.5 kilometers. Great camera angle here. I just have to say how much fun it's been doing this on the live stream there. You know, the PA announcing certainly adds to the field here in the stadium, but being able to talk live to our friends back home is wonderful as well. So there's number 16 of New England charging. That's Timothy Cobb leading out Rocky Mountain times 2. In the picture now, great skiing. And it just shows how well the junior development pipeline is working here. Of course, relay is something the U.S. is traditionally very strong at. Just rewind back to the Lochte World Championships a few weeks ago. The U.S. performed brilliantly there. And, of course, a few more weeks to the Junior World Championships in Soldier Hollow, where Julia Kern, who is racing today, placed 3rd for a historic bronze medal finish. There's number 9, Mid-Atlantic team. That's Jesse Izzo, racing within feet of his home here, which is pretty fun. And Mid-Atlantic number 2, that's Joseph Wilson of Keene Valley, working to stay on the pace now. Joseph Wilson of Keene Valley there, a strong skier representing the New York Ski Educational Foundation. And there it is. So in the driver's seat now, some great hop skiing from number 13, but he has got some hungry athletes on his tail. That is number 13. That's Peter Moore, who had a great day on Monday, placing 5th in the race. And there we go. There are your leaders, folks. There's still a gap indeed there. So the Midwest team is well positioned. They've got a bit of a cushion, but let's see if they can hold it. A great shot there of the start as the athletes speed by our view, just behind our announcer's booth. And there's a crash. We've seen an athlete go down. Hope he's all right. Picks himself up, and off he goes. That's Far West number 2. Back on course. And here we go. It's Midwest in the driver's seat as we pan to our relay zone. And there will be no more exchanges. So, taking a look at my watch here, just going to give you an idea. And 5 seconds the gap there. New England is hungry. They are in 3rd. And for the Intermountain Division, it's Jogging Hagenbuch frantically trying to close the gap. 3 athletes there. They're fighting for the podium. We have Alaska is in there. That's George Van Kara, if I'm not mistaken, the swimmer. So they are all fighting for podium spots, but the Midwest is in charge here, and a brilliant tactical day for them. Again, they must have practiced those exchanges there. Okay, we have a photographer there who's right at the base of the ski jump, and he's sitting in front of our camera. So to the photographer wearing black who is seated at the base of the ski jump, we're going to ask you to move, please. You're in front of our live picture lens. Asking our volunteers there in the finish corral if you could raise your hand. If you look to your right, there's a photographer sitting there, and he's obstructing our camera view. So if you could run over there and please just let him know that he's obstructing our camera view. He's right to your 2 o'clock there. Thank you.
There you go. Our volunteers that are standing by that yellow Lake Placid banner. Yep, that's you. Look to your left, and the gentleman taking pictures sitting in the green pants, we'd love him to move. There you go. Thank you to that coach.
All right, well, so that's going to obstruct our view of the finish just a little bit. All right, so here's the action there. Team number 14 looking strong on the climb. Noah Bode's there, and Far West team number 2. Great skiing there as well.
14 and 3 coming through there. That's Jared Mailer representing Mammoth Mountain Ski Club.
And, folks, if you're walking by a photographer there, if you're at the base on the relay zone, that gentleman is blocking our camera view. So if you could just let that seated photographer know. Yep, folks, if you could let that gentleman know he's blocking the camera view. Yep, right there. If you could just give him a little tap on the shoulder. Thank you very much. Thank you very much out there, folks, and a thank you to the photographer. Folks, that photographer, we need him to move there. That's our live picture there going broadcast to the world there. We have 13 countries watching, and we'd love to get a view of the finish. All right, there's team number 11 looking really strong. Ted Ewer charges up the hill, and we're seconds away from the thrilling finale. The question is, can George Van Cara do it? We have a lot of teams. Johnny Hagenbuch is in there looking really good. And there we go. We're getting close now. We should see the team speeding by any second now. So we will keep you posted. The teams are not there yet, but we'll see them on the left side of our picture as they come screaming down. There we go. And it looks to be the Intermountain Division has made a move. Hagenbuch has done it there, and he has opened things up. And there we go, Alaska in second, Midwest in third, with New England in fourth, just off the podium. So this will be a thrilling finale, folks. That's the way it stands at the second. IMD has made a brilliant move with Hagenbuch coming around the outside. Van Cara very much in the mix for second place for Alaska as it stands. Midwest valiantly holding on for third, and New England looks to be shut out of the medals here in fourth for the U16 boys. We're going to pan now to the thrilling finale. As we turn, and there it is. That is your sprint finish, and it is the Intermountain Division. Johnny Hagenbuch has done a brilliant job. And there we have the Midwestern Division. What a day it's been for them. And our Hagenbuch comes in. Congratulations, and to our Midwest Division. What a finish for number 13, Peter Moore. And George Van Cara coming in there as well. And New England comes in for fourth place. So great skiing there for Joshua Valentine. Heartbreaking there, as I believe we had a crash by Will Koch on his second and final lap. But what a thrilling finale. We'll see if we can get that queued up on a replay as we watch more teams come in to the line there. A great sprint here. That's IMD number 2. What depth they've had today. Coming in on the left side of our picture. There we go. Congratulations to the Intermountain Division. A great race for number 8. That is Aiden Rasmussen. There's the finish there, and Hagenbuch is very thrilled that he's done it, and a brilliant day for the Midwestern Division. Coach and team leader Piotr Bednarski coached his athletes well. Number 13 there, that was Peter Moore to take the silver medal, and there is Midwest number 2. Number 14, who do we have there, Stuart? I believe Noah Bodies was there, and here's the Far West.
Team number 19 coming in there, Peter Haynes from the Rocky Mountain Division. A lot of action in front of our cameras, and Yuri's doing his best to keep, there's a lot of people in the finish area getting jackets and equipment off of athletes that are racing their hearts out in very, very cool temperatures here. Bib number 16, Timothy Cobb from New England is home. Bib number 21, Kieran Hahn. Rocky Mountain just finishing right there. So Johnny Hagenbuch bringing home his team with a time of 22:49, and we have our next race scheduled for 12:45, I believe, David.
That's right. So time check now, 12:25. So looking at our schedule here, the U16 ladies will be starting at 12:45. So a great look at the finish there. There's athlete number 9 coming in and looking great. That's Jesse Izzo of here in Lake Placid with a great finish there for the Mid-Atlantic squad as number 6 joins us. I believe that's High Plains. Joshua Arndt there, team number 1. And what a day that was. Thrilling. New England surged to an early lead there on the first leg, and it looks like there was a crash late in their leg, and then there was a botched tag for New England, and Intermountain Division capitalized once again. Brilliant skiing by the Midwestern Division. Peter Moore valiantly finishing that up, and we've got a sprint finish here. Look at that. 18 does a great job to win the sprint ahead of the Mid-Atlantic Division. That was Travis Grillo. A great finish for that squad there. And Joseph Wilson coming in as well. As the sun begins to shine here, we approach that 0-degree mark. Slowly. Today's race is brought to you by the Adirondack Health Center's Community Health Centers.
You don't have to wait weeks to see a doctor. Adirondack Health Community Health Centers are a caring team of doctors and healthcare professionals dedicated to high-quality health services and welcoming new patients seeking primary care for the entire family. You don't have to wait weeks. Just visit AdirondackHealth.org for a location nearest you. Adirondack Health, better lives, AdirondackHealth.org. And our other sponsors that have been with us all week, LL Bean and Kraft, the presenting sponsors of the 2017 USSA Cross Country Junior National Championships. Thank you to the following supporters: Rosinol, Fisher, Start, Blitz, that antifreeze face protection corporation that the kids are utilizing magnificently today, and the National Nordic Foundation, Podiumware, and Coca-Cola. So while we're in between races, get your bodies inside in the warm, and we will, once the final athletes are home, open the course to the ladies U16.
You know, that was just a whole lot of fun. Here we're looking at our live stream at a beautiful shot of number 7. That is Johnny Hagenbuch, and he just gives it. He is obviously thrilled to cap off his junior national championship on that note. It's been a brilliant week for the Intermountain Division squad, and there's Peter Moore. What a great day for the Midwest. He raises his arms in triumph, and there's George Vankara, the full-time swimmer there who dabbles in Nordic ski racing, and he's good for bronze for the Alaskan squad. A sad day for New England there as they were in the lead after lap number 1, and then a botched tag pushed them off, but a valiant effort by that squad there to try and catch up, and what a race that was. So again, a time check, 12:28 in the afternoon, and we'll be starting our ladies' race in just over 15 minutes. Again, an announcement there. We want folks to stay warm and comfortable and well hydrated today. And don't forget, if you're getting a little thirsty, hungry, you need some tea, a good bowl of soup, swing on into a Green Goddess there. Our friends have all sorts of delicious goodies and treats to keep you warm and hydrated all day long. So make sure to support them. Of course, ski friends, a whole lot of fun stuff going on tonight. Of course, looking at our program for this evening, just to run you through our celebration banquet here to cap off this wonderful historic week in Lake Placid is going to start at 6:30. That's going to be at the Conference Center in downtown Lake Placid, and we'll be getting underway at 7:30 with our awards ceremony to honor our champions from the last few races there, and that'll be a must-attend event, a whole lot of fun. And then the marquee event for this evening is the Junior National Championship Athlete Dance, which will be going from 8:30 to 10:30 this evening. And that will cap off our wonderful week of fun before teams depart tomorrow on Sunday. And looking back at some highlights there at Monday's freestyle action, what a day that was there. A bit warmer temperatures there on Monday, and then we transferred to a little bit of rain on Tuesday, and then a beautiful classic sprint there. We were really lucky to have some great conditions there, some bluebird skies, and then a few squalls, if you remember, Stuart. Boy, we were looking at the ski jump there, and things got pretty exciting in a hurry. So blue sky to blinding blizzard in a matter of minutes as the temperature dropped a precipitous about 15 degrees in an hour and a half as the cold front blew in, and that cold front is here to stay, it looks like.
The rest of the month is looking pretty cool. So we could get a nor'easter on Tuesday through Wednesday. So more snow on the way, which will give the the venue of Mount Van Hovenberg something to think about, because they have a Loppet race planned for this coming weekend, the same weekend as ECAC hockey. So if you're a hockey fan, it doesn't get any better with collegiate hockey going on inside the 1980 rink Brooks Arena next Friday and Saturday as teams battle for the ECAC title. But the snow and the storm and bringing this event to this venue just over 8 days ago, the decision was made, and I don't think anybody regrets it at all, because the facility has been perfect pretty much the whole week for athletes not being told that they couldn't ski on days off when it was a little warmer on Tuesday and on Thursday. They were out here racing on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and again today, but really there's not been a day where they've been told that they can't ski on this snow, which Thursday, this was the only snow here in town. So now it looks a little bit more like winter, more winter on the way. If you ask a groundhog, he was wrong.
That's right. Yeah, a shout out to our volunteers and just the organizing committee. They've done a great job in talking with a bunch of parents from out of town, staff, coaches from all over the U.S. They've just felt so welcomed here in Lake Placid, which is great to hear. As event organizers, that's the main goal, to make sure the competition is safe, fun, and goes off smoothly, giving all athletes a chance for an even shot. But really fun to know, too, that people were really pleased and saw the effort that went into moving this to the backup site. And a lot of folks said that, a lot of Western divisions there are used to high rates of snowfall, bluebird conditions, very straightforward waxing. But over in Europe, where these athletes hope to progress, a lot of the times, they're on pretty gritty surfaces there, short, dirty loops of snow, and the race goes off no matter what. And that's sort of the European way and the legacy of the sport. And I think this is a great way for athletes to see that, regardless of the conditions that are on the ground, the organizing committee will simply do their very best, and they won't apologize for any soft snow, etc. And they'll just put on a great, fun race, and that is ski racing. So it's been fun to watch as we approach the 10-minute to go mark until we start our U16 ladies race.
Ladies from our U16, the course is open for inspection. If you didn't already wander out there, the course is open for inspection. 5 more minutes until it closes. 10 more minutes until race time.
So again, a whole lot of fun activities for this evening. Our celebration banquet is at 6:30. Athletes are welcome, and I believe parents can still purchase tickets to that, but spaces are limited, so make sure to try and reserve those spaces as soon as you can. The awards ceremony at the Conference Center will take place at 7:30 p.m., and that's a must-attend event. A whole lot of fun to honor the champions from our races this week. And the athlete dance will be going from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. at the Conference Center. For those parents that are looking for an alternate activity or maybe some family members, you can support our local mountain bike club and our local Jackrabbit Ski Touring Council there that puts on the Jackrabbit Trail. An event going on at the Lake Placid Center for the Arts over on the western edge of town by the Hannaford Supermarket. That's going on. That is a ski movie showing called Monument, and that's a film featuring action from skiing all of our national parks. So that'll be a whole lot of fun, happening at 6:30 p.m. at the Center for the Arts. If you're for some reason unavailable to attend the banquet and the awards ceremony this evening. And then for our adults, there's a great Grateful Dead tribute band that's going to be playing at Smoke Signals this evening that I think will be a whole lot of fun. So that's another option to keep you busy while the athletes are enjoying the camaraderie and the enthusiasm in the infamous Junior National Championship Athlete Dance, which...
I don't think any mums and dads have been invited to that dance.
No,
so
cordially uninvited, I believe.